Ryan Fitzgerald all set to get this one started. And here we go from New Orleans. He fields it from the 8. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. So the Saints offense taking over for the first time here. They're led out by a QB who made his starting debut all the way back in 2012. You weren't still playing then, were you, Brock? He's found plenty of touchdowns since then. It's Kirk Cousins.
Well over a decade has started in this league, and Kirk Cousins put up some prolific numbers. The thing that's eluded him, despite all the stats, are those playoff opportunities and those marquee postseason victories. I think Kirk, his family, and everybody rooting for him hopes the final chapters of his career will contain some of those.
And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. Give him 25 on that play. And that's good for a new set of downs for New Orleans.
You know he'll never shy away from embracing contact on a play right up the gut. Come on. You know getting that toss in the open field is so much more fun. And on that play, well, certainly more exciting for all of us to watch too.
Finds his back, Kyron Williams. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Here's Cousins on the keeper. Well, a lot of effort there, partner, but no results. Fought through that one stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage. And that right there, an early look at somebody who might just be the impact player in this ball game.
Yeah, there's no question this strong safety loves to come downhill. Now, as an offense, you've got to adjust. You've got to throw over the top if he's willing to be that aggressive.
Throwing on third, Cousins. Down he goes. The Panthers got him. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up fourth down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
So fourth down, and here comes Kai Kroger to punt for the Saints. Panthers with Trevor Etienne deep to return. Slow snap, but he's able to get this one away. And he can't hurt you with the return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? So this one flies out right around the 15-yard line. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
At his best, Bo Nix is a point guard facilitating an offense, getting that ball in and out of his hands as quickly as possible, but don't you dare sleep on his legs, because he will hurt you with his athleticism too. And oh, by the way, did I mention a maturity well beyond his years?
They fake the handoff. Now Nix. Cuffs, this is Xavier Leggett. And this winds up being an excellent play for him from deep in their own territory, up approaching that 30-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Panthers first. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunk of yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and two guys can't stop one.
And they make the stop after giving up 6 yards. Good run on first. It's second down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3. On the ground again with Dowdle. And he has this down to the 34. That one goes for 31 yards and a first down when all is said and done.
That's good for a Panthers first down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Flushed out of the pocket. He's running with it. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right. They win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
2nd and 3 now. Nix from the gun. Pulled in by Tommy Trumbull. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers drive 80-plus yards and take a 6-0 lead. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
This is Ryan Fitzgerald on to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Panthers will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Saints, nothing.
Now Fitzgerald on to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And this will give him some decent field position here, partner. And this gets out to the 30. Second drive coming up for the Saints offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And they catch him, but not until he's picked up 8 yards. It's 2nd down.
That is just a great drive starter. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable 2nd down.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground with Williams. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there. And that's good for a Saints first down.
That's good for a Saints.
So that's 1 quarter gone in a battle of NFC South rivals. 7-0 is our score. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. We're back for the 2nd quarter. Saints in possession of the football. They've got a first to begin the fray. Another run for Williams. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Cousins. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. It brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Still 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line. Here he goes, 3rd and long. To the left and hauled in by Polk. Oh, and he's out of bounds before he can break it upfield.
How many times, Kate, do we see those routes, those horizontal east to west routes, just get that first down on these critical 3rd down situations? It takes tremendous eyes, tremendous speed, and a tremendous want-to by the defense to stop that short.
Ooh, snaps a little off, but he adjusts and sends it away. And they're facing a long field ahead of them as that kick skips out near the 11. Now for the 2nd time, we take a look at this Panther offense. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Up a touchdown early and with the home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them, right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, they're going to start to murmur, and we might even hear a few boo birds.
Carolina offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. Gallo. And he's taken down after a very productive effort there, Brock, up to the 40-yard line. It's a 29-yard gain. And that's going to bring up a Carolina 1st down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
They send one of the tight ends in motion right. Going to the ground again on 1st. And I don't think he got beyond the line there. Yep, no gain on the play. It's going to be 2nd down.
Well, that's just about textbook defense and how to shut down an RPO. The coverage was tight, the numbers were up, and then the bodies were there to stuff that run before it could get going.
2nd and 10. Need something positive here. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get this up to his own 44. Tackle made by J.C. Horn.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. There's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. Had that one, but just couldn't see it through. So that brings up 4th down. Well, he connected on 3 straight before that throw, Brock. Might not be perfect anymore on this drive, but they are still moving it well.
And I don't expect that one to interrupt his progress very long. They're still on a mission this series, and he's the one driving it.
Snap comes in slow, and they block it. And with the recovery there, that is exactly where possession's going to be turned over.
You could see the vulnerability right up the middle from the jump, and that's exactly where the special teams attacked. Pressure got through, at a straight shot right at the punter, who couldn't get it off in time.
Here comes the Saints offense. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. New Orleans has the offense set. All right, Brock, here's 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. 1st down throw for Cousins. Completed over the middle. This is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with 1st and goal.
It's a gain of 22 yards. And the Saints
Not much scoring to this point since we've reached our 2-minute warning.
1st and goal
More from
at the
Caesars
6-yard
Superdome
line.
in just a moment. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Cousins out of the pistol here. Drops this one down here for Williams. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. It was the rookie from Ohio State there to bring him down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Estime does not get in. His push is stopped just short of that goal line. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its 2nd. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down.
I think I could see that sideline considering a challenge down there. It was close, but I think he got barely enough to escape the end zone. Another run might not be so lucky.
Turned away from the goal line on the last snap. Need to make it 1 more yard here on 3rd and goal. Now it's Cousins. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that forces them to 4th and goal. Great play defensively there to just get a hand in there and deny that touchdown.
That's exactly right. Active hands and aggressive mindset. As a DB, you've got to assume that every throw is going to be a touchdown, and you're the last line of defense, the guy that's got to make the play on the ball, and he just did.
Going forward, it's Williams, and he's in for the touchdown. The Saints earn the chance to tie it before halftime. Kyron Williams, the touchdown. Well, they took a gamble, and it paid off with a touchdown on 4th and goal.
And to do it on the ground at that's a confidence builder. Confidence builder for the big guys up front. Confidence builder for the running back to win at the line of scrimmage. And frankly, Kate, a confidence builder for this fan base that loves coaches being aggressive and going for it on 4th down.
Point after from Smith is good. And the Saints tie this game 7-7. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Set to return, it's Chuba Hubbard. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Panthers and running back Rico Dowdle back out now. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. First call here coming from the shotgun. Shotgun snap to Nix. Pass brought in by Tanner McMillan. And they're going to be set up with a 1st down after a nice gain there as he's down by contact.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
So 1st down from the 41. Nix looking to throw. Oh, it's tipped. Interception. Into the end zone he goes. Pick 6 and a New Orleans touchdown. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. Same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure. But instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
For the extra point, here's Smith. The point after splits the uprights. And the Saints break that tie and now lead by 7.
Panthers 7.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Hubbard with a return here. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Here come the Panthers, taking over late in this 1st half. They don't have much time left, but facing a small deficit, they could try to get this into field goal range. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Back to the air. Nix after the pick. Short pass brought in. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Now the Panthers decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Ball right up against that marker, but not there yet. It's 2nd and inches. Here's Nix. Dumped off to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40. A 6-yard gain on the play. And that's good for a Panthers first.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game, so it'll be 2nd down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Still at the 40 here, 2nd and 10. Nix to throw again. Hits him on the out route. Ooh, and the stop made awfully close to the marker and in midfield. It's going to be 3rd and short now from the 49.
A gain of 9.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
Incomplete.
There's not a quarterback alive that enjoys throwing it away on 3rd down. But that's a good case right there of live to play another day. Live to play another series and don't put the ball in harm's way.
Sam Martin on again now to punt it away. And hopefully he can get this one away without incident. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30.
7-yard line.
Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down. Design quarterback run here. So a 1-possession game, Brock, after our first 2 quarters. Now let's throw it over to our pal Scott Hansen. He's got our halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the 3rd quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Thanks for that update, Scott. Welcome back, everyone, for the 3rd quarter. Had a 1-touchdown game here as we get you back down to the field. Smith has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Trevor Etienne to return this. He stopped on the run back of the 27. Carolina ready to get things started on offense to begin the 3rd. That passing game they went to in the 1st half, it's going to need to be firing to start this 2nd half too as they chase this lead. Panthers look just about ready. 1st and 10. Here's the give to Dowdle. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, Behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing here, Nix. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Xavier Legette the target on that throw. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation, just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
He's going for it himself. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel it in.
Well, that's such a bummer, Caden, for a quarterback. If you have to scramble and take off, you'd really like to find a way to move the chains. He could not. That defense rallied, they responded, and they forced a 4th down.
Panthers getting everyone set for the punt. And he's going to try to avoid having a 2nd one blocked here. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. The New Orleans offense set to go now. And they take the field in good but not great shape, Brock. They've got that lead, but no doubt they'd love to see it grow.
Yeah, and just having the lead does take some pressure off. It doesn't change the sense of urgency. It's always on tilt in the NFL, but it should allow them to operate a little more freely.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Slot man motioned over. 1st and 10. Cousins. Right side and into the hands of Douglas. And they'll have it up to around the 23-yard line on the play.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
8 yards to go, and let's see how they approach this 2nd down. And put a receiver in motion left. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. Finds his man over the middle. And he's going to have this out near the 40, just a little bit short of it. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
That's good for a Saints. 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Cousins now off the play fake. No one open, it looks like, so he's just going to chuck this to a different pair.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So it's 2nd and 10 now. Ball still at that 39-yard line. Straight ahead with Williams. And he has it right near midfield here. It's about a yard short. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
What a great sign to start the 2nd half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. On the play fake, it's Cousins. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. He's got it inside the 10. It's a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints push their lead further to start the half. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown.
That is just tremendous play calling. You know, there's some coordinators out there, Kate, that are just Rolodex. But they flip through their call sheet, they just call whatever's on it. And there's other coordinators that could stack their plays together. And when you run it, you run that same action, of the play action right off of it, and you can make that defense pay. That was a thing of beauty.
For the extra point, here's Smith. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, you can't do that. Got to avoid hitting the kicker. And because of that, the kickoff will be coming from midfield. Smith has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. The Panthers set to take the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. Trying it left side, Dowdle. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
As a corner in this league, well, you go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. If you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
At the 35-yard line.
1st down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Nix from the gun. Finds the in route complete. And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Nix with it on 1st. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it.
To the ground it goes. That's incomplete. Not on the same page with his tight end. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. To the air on 3rd and long. Into the hands of Leggett. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 22. And that's going to bring up a Carolina 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10 from the 32. From the gun, or on for Dowdle. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Three-quarters in the books from this one. It's the Panthers who have it to start, coming in trailing on the scoreboard. Five still to go here. This is 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Now here he goes.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something and there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Good moving drive, but it could stall out here. We've got 3rd and 4. Throwing now out of the shotgun. Got his man. This is McMillan. And they scoop it up. They He's able to take this ahead, and from the fumble partner, they wind up with a 1st and goal.
By the offense.
Here's a give to Hubbard, and he works his way for a gain of 4.
That run now has put them in such a great spot, Kate. You get a run like that inside the 1st and goal situations, there's a whole lot of confidence when you break the huddle.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Nix. And he's got it. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers now within 1 score in the 4th. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
This is Fitzgerald trying to tack on the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Panthers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Panthers 14.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Returning it from the 4. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. New Orleans back on offense and ready to go now. And this really looks like a whole different ball game after that touchdown, doesn't it? They really need to go on a drive here. First call here coming from the shotgun. Here's Williams to start the drive. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Here's Cousins on the keeper. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 46. They motion the tight end over. Cousins on 1st down. Has him on the quick hitter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its 2nd. And with another one gone, they're going to have just 1 remaining this game. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the gun, Cousins. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. Now the Panthers decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And this could be an issue the rest of the way with no way to stop this clock. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Back to throw it. And he's off the mark there. Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up fourth down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. Kai Kroger is going to kick this one away. And he made sure to angle that one toward the sideline. He bounces inside the 20 and jumps out at the 13. The Carolina offense headed out now. They were able to say mission accomplished on their last series, finding that end zone. But the work, well, it starts all over again right now.
And you know this, Kate, from our years together of doing this. I'm a firm believer of call it till they stop it. It doesn't mean you have to innovate right away. Call the same plays until they stop them, because they proved last drive they couldn't.
Offense to the line. They're going to have trips right to start out. Knicks now on 1st and 10. Finds his back complete. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Panthers down by 7. 2nd and 3 now. Shotgun snap to Knicks. Cut down the field again. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. It's a pickup of 26. And that's good for a Panthers first.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Just how many times do we see teams go to this route? You can go to a Little League field, tell them to, hey, run to the post. It's a playbook staple. And he's someone you could depend on to create space and make catches out of it.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So 2nd down coming up. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
He'll look to throw it. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice. You know, that may have been a situation when you look back on it and he watches the tape the next day. He's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the 1st down.
The deficit is 7, so they have to convert here on 4th down. Desperation time here. He finds it beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
A gain of 7. 1st down, Panthers.
A modest amount of time left, Brock, but crucially, no timeouts for him. It's 1st down. Setting up to pass. Brought in right side by McMillan. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's going to bring up a Carolina 1st down. Double coverage, a deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Panthers 1st.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Here he is to throw. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Now throw doesn't lead to 6. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
You know what that route is called, right, Kate? OTB, over the ball. And those are the ones you've got to hit. You've got to be able to play offense from the inside out. Got to find a completion right there.
And they pull it off. A touchdown catch in the final moments. And now overtime or a win right here are on the table. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
Here comes the crowd swell. The home fans trying to will their defense to make the stop and save this win. One final shot here. And this is caught. Oh, he gets the 2 points, and with those, they've got the lead. They didn't come here today to play for no overtime, Brock. They didn't come here today to come away with a tie. They came here for the W, baby, and that 2-point conversion has them now moments away from that.
So many factors go into a big decision like that, Kate. You got to separate the emotion of it. You got to look at where your team is, and ultimately, who do you trust the most? In these huge decisions, time and again, it's all about trust to me. And this staff, well, they put the trust in that offense to go deliver, and boy, did they ever.
So no return this time. This is going to go for a touchback, Brock. Let's see what they do with this final snap. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Here he goes, one final shot. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So it's the Panthers who take this one on the road. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Panthers are winners as we say so long from New Orleans.